Gil's the expert, he can really tell you, but this I recognize very well because it was worth $2 billion at the box office to us. This is the Spider-Man suit from the most recent of the Spider-Man movies, and this from the one before that.
This is Thomas Hayden Church as the Sandman, and this was from Amazing Spider-Man.
We have actually never put one out to auction, but someday we may. Spider-Man is one of the most culturally iconic characters that exist in the history of movies, and so it would be very valuable. These archives mostly, you'll see some historic stuff from some of the photographs, and maybe later if you have time, some costumes. Yeah. The actual items, Sony really started collecting them in the early 90s. Yeah. The photo collection does go all the way back well into the 30s. All of these shelves, this contains all of the history of Columbia Pictures. Ha! Here is a very little known movie. It's called Rocket Gibraltar, 1988. I have worked on over 500 motion pictures as a studio executive, and this was my first one. What's significant about it, it was Macaulay Culkin's first film and Burt Lancaster's last film. Here's a definitional picture, not just of a movie, but a movie era. That's a movie that changed the entire aesthetic in Hollywood. And that's basically the image that did it. When the set photographer is doing their job, you will have a still of that iconic moment. Of course, you can take it off, you can always take it from the film itself, right. But on set, there will be, here, in case you think you can handle the truth, he's here to tell you that you cannot. Here's Robert Redford directing a very young Brad Pitt and Craig Sheffer in A River Runs Through It. Columbia began on what they call Poverty Row. It was a lesser studio. It wasn't at the level of MGM or Warner Brothers until Frank Capra. And Frank Capra came and he made It Happen One Night, which was the first Columbia picture to win the Academy Award. He went on to make, a series of Capra-esque hits for Columbia. And it was really Frank Capra that pulled Columbia up into the ranks of the majors. All right, let's push on. What else we got here, Gil? All right, so this is cool. This is the real stuff. I don't know whether you've held these before, but they're heavier than you would expect. This is obviously the model in the pre-digital days. And here's a young Mr. Spielberg in front of what the actual rendering of it was, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And I can't tell you how many times I've asked Mr. Spielberg, wouldn't you like to make a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind? But he thinks it's very good as it stood, and he's probably right. That's a lot of cool gadgetry.
These are Frank Capra's original film splicers.
Oh, why are they in the temper control room, I guess?
It's pretty valuable.
That is very valuable. As I said, here you go. Without this, without him, and whatever he did on this machine, there would be no Columbia Pictures. And when I first started in the business, of course, everybody cut on film this way. If you had to say three people without whom the history, 100 years of Columbia Pictures couldn't be written, it would obviously be Harry Cohn, Frank Capra, and then this lady right here, Rita Hayworth. Oh, that's really cool. I've actually never seen this. Let me ask you this. On this thing, I see Elizabeth Taylor, Cary Grant, and Spencer Tracy. Is there anything to do with them in this box?
Yes, those are actual wardrobe pieces that were found in our rail department.
The vest is from Spencer Tracy. The pants are from Harry Grant.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.